Welcome to a vlog. I'm just going to be real with everyone because I haven't been able to upload any videos now for possibly 2 days. And I wanted to upload Poppy Playtime and it may have looked normal, but honestly, I'm just going to be completely frank with a lot of things wrong. I am in a lot of pain. It's hard to show. And this is new to me. I had to try to also make sure I don't cry. Okay. I want to be real with you and not even do any skip cuts. I don't care. Ugh, fuck. Hang on. Ugh, fuck. Man, I wasn't sad all day, but I've been through a lot of... It's gonna be hard to do this and upload it. But... I seriously hadn't cried all day. Okay, let me try to... Ooh, this is hard. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna upload this, but I feel like I should. Okay. Oh, my fan's blasting in the background. I don't care. I need to cool down. Okay, first problem. Since I've been able to do YouTube and I've been able to use it as a basically, live at home kind of job. Great stuff. Of course, my channel is as is. I mean, I could grow further, and I'd want to. But the one thing I want to say is probably the sole thing to blame for my condition is honestly, and I feel this is important. It is definitely, a lot of it has to do with weed withdrawal. I know weed... I'm not the kind of person who's saying, you're gonna get addicted to weed, There's more information coming out, and I think it's important for those who do weed recreationally that you don't try to push your tolerance just to see how far you can go. Because it's basically what I was doing, where it's like, hey, I was recording my videos, and responsibly I would do weed after recording in my spare time, not bugging anyone, just having fun on Discord and whatnot. But I had grown to the point in tolerance where I could take cartridges, concentrate cartridges that are 80 to 85 THC. I could probably smoke half of the 1 gram cartridge to quarter, half. That should last you 2 weeks. And I was doing it just to see, hey, my tolerance is really high. Is there a further glass ceiling I can break so I can get high again? I wasn't stupid enough to be the kind of person who would use it as a gateway drug to go to something else nastier. I just thought, honestly, in my past, that I knew weed and caffeine are similar levels in addiction. And I've been one to be able to kick back drinking caffeine when I desire to. But the problem is, I was never reliant on coffee. I drink coffee for flavor. So the caffeine I don't think ever had a hold over me, except when I was a teenager or a young adult. So I think the problem was, as I was doing more weed, the more reliant on it I became to be... I became too reliant on it. And if I look on the site, and I want to be serious so no one goes into this pain, because I've been, for the past, 50 hours, I've gotten so little sleep. I've lost 10 pounds, almost 15. I've been barely able to sleep. I'm basically going through, absolute withdrawal. Every single symptom I read is from it, so I'm, this could be a lot of things. It could have been food poisoning, a chronic anxiety disorder that came from one of the problems that has happened to me recently that is family drama kind of thing. But I don't want to get into the specifics of that. I want that to be more personal, but I'll give a gist of it. But the symptoms of withdrawal on the site, healthline/health/marijuana withdrawal #symptoms. I mean, I could show it, but I'm only recording through my webcam. I want this to be simple so I can upload it quickly, give it a title, and go back to suffering in another room. The past 50 hours I've been just rocking back and forth to find pleasure in shaking. That's how desperate I am to get relief. I'm not going to do any weed to get reprieve, because normally it's suggested you taper off slowly, like you would with cigarettes, to not be so reliant on it. But I found when I just did a tiny bit of weed, just to be okay, I've got all these symptoms, I'll name them off, and I have all of them. diminished appetite. I can barely eat anything. I love bread, and I can't even eat bread. That's how horrible it is. Every time I even smell bread, my mouth dries like a desert because it knows it's dry and it's going to make my mouth dry, and my mouth is dry 24/7. I'm constantly having to hydrate myself. I need to probably get more Gatorade, and I only have 3 cans of soup left. It was pain enough just walking to the grocery store. The breath of fresh air was helpful, but honestly, it's just diminished appetite, mood changes, irritability, sleep difficulties, including possibly insomnia. Headaches I don't have. I'm pretty good at, I don't know, just being tolerant to headaches and migraines. Loss of focus is obvious. Cravings for, I don't have emotional, I don't have social or mental cravings for marijuana. It is specifically chemical. There is like hormonal, social, chemical, emotional, all these different things. I have zero desire to do weed. My will of saying I want to stop because this pain is worse than when I was, when I did get food poison 2 years ago, where I ate like a bad red onion. In 2020, there's like a bad shipment of red onions from California. The shit capital of the fucking US. I'm sorry for anyone that lives in California. I do apologize. But put to the point, I got really horribly sick back then, but the only way I was able to actually eat food was take a pill called Gravel, which is an anti-nausea medication that's over the counter, and you can get them in like ginger varieties, so it can help settle your stomach. And when I did that before, when I was food poisoned, it made it so my stomach, I could eat better, basically. I could eat again once I took the Gravel and Advil to cease any kind of fever. I get the sweats. I got cold sweats, hot sweats, randomly. I feel like I'm going through a roller coaster of emotions. Some days, it'll just be, the only problem is the diminished appetite. You have to eat and drink to recover faster, but when you have no mood. It's horrible. It's like, think of it as probably the most severe anxiety attacks you could have, except, I don't know. It's just, it goes up and down like having a bad high, but again, I'm not touching the stuff again. Although I could just do it casually, honestly. I could slowly taper off if this is true and my pinpoint analysis is accurate and is a withdrawal comically from marijuana. I think people underestimate it, honestly, and that's why I'm making this video. I'm dealing with all those symptoms except for headache, loss of focus too. I sometimes forget exactly words I want to say, and that should take like a week or a few days more to go away. The sweating, including cold sweats, I've been sweating all day, off and on. It's a miserable experience. I just want people to know this is the dumb thing I could have done. I have a brother who would have been like someone who did weed a lot and, has experimented with drugs a lot. And even he didn't tell me about the actual ramifications of doing it too much. And even to this day, I'm sure my own brother's probably addicted to it and he probably can't get off it because he's kind of person who just, I don't know, smokes responsibly, but probably every day, sort of like how I did. But I'm going to presume if he tried to stop doing marijuana, he'd probably be in the same boat as me. But the problem with me and what makes it harder, and this isn't going to be a competition of who's suffering more shit, but I just want people to know I'm going basically through probably simultaneously at the same fucking time a caffeine withdrawal, which isn't so bad. I'm going through basically a family drama where I was forced, and I'm not going to answer how or why, but I was forced to exile my own family. I don't know what proper... I had to go basically like, for my own good, I had told my family I'm going to go off the radar until I'm feeling better. That's how bad it got. Like, there's a lot of problems going on in my life. It's hard to convey it. I'm not a closed book by any means, but there's just so much going on. I've never cried this much. I'm sure the symptoms, the withdrawal, and everything else I'm dealing with, the caffeine, weed withdrawal, family drama, which makes me anxious every time I think about it. Sometimes I cry like 5 to 10 times a day, and I'm a very fucking stoic person. I do not break easily. So the fact that I can feel this absolutely horrible without just simply conquering it, with just sheer will, which is usually how I do everything. I'm the kind of person where I'm like, okay, here's a problem, I'm just gonna fucking go right through it, I'm just gonna beat it. But this is fucking hard. Like I said, most of my days is like sitting on the floor, rocking back and forth, because rocking or moving in a rhythmic pattern is relaxing to a lot of humans. It's a self-defense mechanism to like relieve tension, stress. Like you see it a lot of times if someone's like maybe sitting in a chair, let's say they're in a podcast with a live audience, sometimes you'll see people, either rock or they'll fidget. They gotta do something to like distract themselves from what's stressing them. And same thing for me, but I have to do it almost the entire day. There's not one part of the day where I barely feel normal. It's either I'm sweating through my hands a crap ton, which is why I don't want to even use my mouse. I'm sweating so much, and I probably have to sweat more, but I feel like if I try to run to sort of like sweat all that, like whatever remaining THC is in my body, what I've read is it should take 72 hours, 24 to 72 hours, but for it to get out of your body completely, like out of your urine even, it takes 90 days. So I don't know. I'm taking Advil, Gravel, and believe it or not, even taking sleeping medication that has 50 milligrams of something. I know a friend who takes 10 milligram sleeping pills and it knocks them out. I'm taking 50 milligrams, and I did that an hour ago. And I don't know. I think it tapers off a bit of the anxiety, so I might have to go see a doctor, because if the weed withdrawal is accurate, for say, I want all my problems to go away. I want to be able to eat, drink, record, and live normally again. And it's really hard. So, I don't know. I just want people to understand, weed, it's fun from time to time, but if you have, everything is in moderation. Everything, my motto is always everything in moderation. In this case, this instance, I obviously did a stupid thing while ignorant about the repercussions and underestimating these withdrawal symptoms. Younger me would have thought that caffeine withdrawal and weed withdrawal would have been similar. I'm going to say weed withdrawal is much worse, but it may also do with your physiology. Everyone's body, height, size, body weight will determine a lot of different principles that I will not be educationally capable of understanding, and only simply theorizing. So the best thing I can do is just let everyone know. Weed is being more legalized. There's less negative stigma on it. But my takeaway from this is moderation. Don't push limits both in alcohol and in weed. Do it casually. If you feel you're becoming too tolerant, just stop. Stop for a week. Don't keep doing it. Don't keep pushing yourself. You're going to fuck yourself over, and I want people to understand that. Because everything about my life is another motto I would say, and why I wanted to record this is, I don't want people to suffer. Through any points in my life where I've suffered the most, I will always do whatever I can to make sure I pass on the messages. So the kind of pains I've felt throughout my entire life, I might be able to help people. It's like this, it's a roller coaster. Like, I'm not even suicidal, but I have no suicidal tendencies right now, so people don't have to be concerned about that. I just really don't like this pain. It's non-stop. It's a roller coaster of feeling like shit, barely feeling normal. In a sense, it's a chemical addiction. You cannot fight it. You might be able to go to a doctor and maybe get some kind of detoxification, maybe, if you can seek help. But even as this guide says, most people will not need professional help to quit marijuana. But I don't know what the average is, or if I fucking went extreme compared to the normal. I probably did. It only started after I ate a edible cookie too. And that moment I felt like kind of sick. And it was like 150 milligram. And over the course of the whole day I ate the whole thing. And I didn't really even feel any... It was 150 fucking milligrams. I didn't get high from it. That's how tolerant I became of weed. That I ate that cookie and my body just fucking hated it. My body was like, nope. Cramps for the whole fucking day. Won't get into it into detail. But still, the point remains, I want to give people an update of what's happening And because I really gotta upload something before YouTube probably just like invisibly penalizes my channel by not uploading to a certain invisible criteria that may or may not exist in the algorithm. But I want people to understand so they learn from my mistakes. Because if it's at least anything a human can do in their life besides learning from their own mistakes, is to spread awareness of what mistakes they've done and how to prevent, to educate people. I mean, I'm not going to turn into a fucking activist here, but this is the best I'll do. That is, let people know what I'm dealing with. It's just a lot. I have to rely on medication. Not even, like, you know, prescription. I haven't done any of that. Because I have trouble even thinking of going outside. Because it's just, like, it's so much work. I want to sit here, or on the floor in my bathroom, or my futon, or my bed, and just constantly shake around and move until I waste so much energy that I basically feel like I can pass out. And that's how the past 2 or 3 days have been for me. I haven't been able to take a shower because then getting out I'd be like freezing cold and it'd probably push, you know, just a lot more uncomfortability I want to avoid. I want to be able to record, but the only way I've been able to at least get into this chair to talk was because I took the sleeping medication, and probably 3 hours ago I also took the Gravel and also the Advil, and that all is like extra strength shit. I have to take extra strength shit just to feel only 30% normal, because I still have jitters. It's like, it's the tip. When someone says I'm going through withdrawal phase, cold turkey, that's basically what I'm dealing with right now. I don't want to go cold turkey. I'd rather go slowly, but when I took that little bit of weed when I explained earlier, and I didn't finish that story, loss of focus, one of the symptoms, when I did a tiny bit of weed, you can taper it off and do smaller amounts, keep going. It's like how people get off cigarettes, the nicotine. They do it slowly. But the problem for me was, as soon as I did a little bit, and I didn't go overboard, I really would mean it. My will is, I'm going to do a little bit, but only so it can give the little reprieve so I can last the rest of the day. But when I did just a little bit, my body told me it hated that I did that, but also liked it. But the reprieve was only like 20 minutes. It wasn't worth it. I felt to my core that just doing that little bit was not smart, and that I shouldn't do it again. And I trust my body whenever it tells me anything. If my body says you're fucking thirsty, I'll obey it. I'm a slave to my own body. My body is really fucking... My brain, my mind, and my body, I feel like, are really connected. And if any of them say anything in like unison, they're like, hey, get this now. Or it's like, you need to eat fruit right now. You haven't done it long enough. I'll do it. My body tells me what it usually needs, and I listen, and I'm usually never sick. I never usually have problems. I love that fact. It's interesting too, but that's outside the point. How long has this video been held? 17 fucking minutes. It's a good thing I didn't say this is going to be a short vlog, but either way. I want people to know, I won't say I'm doing fine. I'm doing quite miserable. As you see, I like almost broke down in tears and had to hold back twice. But I don't know, just learn from my mistakes. I'm just going to try to get better. I'm hoping after another 24 hours to 30 hours that most of it will be gone. But if it's not gone by like tomorrow, similar time, I'm going to go into a walk-in clinic and tell them my symptoms and ask for just anti-anxiety medication if it doesn't also include symptoms of... Because usually some antidepressants and anti-anxiety, I know, diminish your appetite, make it harder to eat, and can sometimes just make you also either completely dead emotionally or make things worse. So I don't want to risk that. I'd need to talk to a doctor, be like, okay, here's my symptoms. Please give me something that can just calm my brain down and calm my heart down so I can... because I'm assuming it's just like... It's like I thought I was food poison. I don't even know if I'm food poisoned right now. It could just be chronic anxiety is fucking with me in so many goddamn ways. I have no idea. I'm just experimenting and going as I go and hoping that I'm right. Because if it is like weed withdrawal, which I can't see why not. I have like literally 90% of the fucking symptoms. I want it to just, go away. So I'm just trying to power through this so I can get back to being normal and recording, entertaining you guys and everything. I just appreciate the understanding. I know people will be like, yeah, take your time, do what you need to do. I know, for the most part, I know my fan base are really nice. But just, especially, I feel that this message is really important, mostly because since I know weed is being legalized more and more as time moves on. I'm in Canada, it's been legalized for a while. But the more it becomes legalized and hip, the more I know that people who do weed should only do it after the age of 25, because that's when your brain is fully developed, and weed won't fuck with your brain. I literally was the kind of responsible person where I was straight edge. I've never had gotten drunk before until I was 25. I was so corny straight edge that I just feel like that should be how most people do it, though. Because you don't want to do weed when you're too young, but I know Zoomers and shit, it's just a thing where people are using weed for reprieve from stress, whether that is the invisible illnesses of anxiety or depression, someone that's just lonely, or you have a medical problem. If you do weed and you reach my level and you have, a huge level of either insecurity or an inferiority complex, depression, anxiety, and you use weed and you get to my point, I genuinely feel bad for you. I don't want to be like that. Like I said, I'm a stoic person. So for me to become this crippled, this broken, I can't imagine how someone more inconveniently sort of weaker in mindset than me, how they would feel, just how much pain someone would feel. Like if I imagine, say, someone who is, let's say, part of the LGBTQ side, and the stresses, maybe, let's say, their parents are just not acceptable of it, and, all those kind of other things that can just be bad and lower your morale and self-confidence, and things like that. Just imagine that, and you just always feel like you're going around eggshells, but then you also go through this withdrawal I'm going through, and it's a car crash waiting to happen. I can't imagine how much more pain someone, and I don't mean it condescending, I'm just saying people less stoic, less durable. I'm thick-skinned as fuck. I'm blunt as fuck, and I'm feeling crap. I'm feeling the worst I've ever felt my entire life. I don't like internal pain either. I hate it. You could fucking cut my arm. I wouldn't give a fuck. I would get a scar and be like, oh, well, that sucks. Slap a band-aid, don't give a fuck. It won't get infected. My body will heal it. I'll move on. I won't give a fuck. But internal pain, I can't stand. I hate it. You just can't control it. And with at least the kind of medication I have on me, I don't really have anything specifically to counter this. So the only thing I'm doing is constantly drinking. Every time my mouth's dry, my body's telling me, drink fucking more even if you get sick. Feeling sick? Rock yourself back and forth until you stop feeling sick. Never get up into the temptation of throwing up. And let's hope you don't have an issue where you really should see a doctor, and the way you're handling something is very casually. In 24 hours to 30, like I said, though, I'll get anti-anxiety medication from a walk-in clinic, or try to, because I'll explain my symptoms, see what I can do, and just go from there, because I want this just to go away. I'd rather not focus my time and energy on a possible, the marijuana withdrawal condition. If it is what I have, then things will be fine, and I just have to, as it says, hold off for 24 to 72 hours. I'm more than halfway through it, so if after 72 hours I start feeling more normal, then I'll at least know that this management kind of, just getting off of it, that it's, honest. But honestly, I wish I had someone I could rely on, physically, someone I could just be around to help, just someone even to microwave me some chicken noodle soup while I'm suffering on the bathroom floor, shaking, covering myself halfly in a blanket while I sweat my ass off. I don't know, it'd be greater definitely if, I don't know, I knew someone, I guess, personally. I have no friends in this city I'm at because I've moved from, where I used to live, and I've moved 2 or 3 times, and it's just I don't know anyone here. I only came here where I live currently for university. I don't know anyone here. I can't rely on any help. I can't rely on family. I can only rely on people online, but online people can't do anything to help you with the chemical addiction withdrawal problem, now can they? So it helps a little bit, and I always appreciate the support anyone can give, regardless of the issue. I am the kind of person where I'm so humble and not used to any form of compliments or praise, where just any kind of casual praise would probably make me be like, oh man, that hurts. I know I'm not used to feeling, nice from people being nice to me. I'm so used to just cynicism. I don't know, and people being cunts. And so I have to be cunts. I have to be a cunt in order to fight the bigger cunts out there. When I say that, I don't mean anatomy. I mean people who are complete douches. But either way, I apologize if someone out there while watching this really doesn't like the C word. Just take it as me being as blunt and vulgar, holding myself off back. Just, I don't know. This is too long either way. I think said most of the things. I just dealing with 3 to 4 types of emotional and chemical pain at the same time, like family, weed, caffeine. I haven't had caffeine, also coffee, my precious coffee, for so long. I can't even eat. I can't even sleep. And there's just so much that keeps piling on. So I'm just hoping, honestly, just the next 30 hours that I just get better with a lot of drinking and maybe some electrolytes from Gatorade. I need to get some more G0 or something, and I don't know, just hoping for the best. So I'm gonna obviously focus on myself. I don't want my channel to fucking slowly die just because of YouTube's algorithm, so it always makes me nervous. I have to try not to stress over anything, so that's really hard to accomplish when you're on an invisible deadline that you don't know if it exists or not, and it sort of pushes you to think, man, if I don't work on YouTube, am I going to get punished? Or it's if I don't force myself, is YouTube just going to completely fuck my channel and make it harder to grow until I start posting regularly, as much as they want? I don't know. There's so many theories of the bad shit that probably goes on YouTube, and how its algorithm works, and what's best or what hurts a channel, versus what doesn't. And clearly not uploading for a while hurts a channel, unless you're a channel that usually uploads every few months like JonTron, then it's just what your following understands and gets. But when you're a person in my position where it's expected that you upload every day or every other day or twice a day or twice every other day, it's a lot of energy and a lot of work to do that. And I don't think I can do that in my current form without just looking miserable and tired. I don't know. So I don't know. I'm going to be focusing on myself. It's just, I didn't bring my water bottle with me, which really sucks. And my mouth is getting dry, so I really should get a drink. But I don't know. Point remains. Moral of the story: I done goofed, but it was especially not because I was careless. It's that I lacked the education for the thing I was using, and I did too much. So I want the takeaway being, again, learn from my mistakes. Don't do what I have done. Avoid it altogether, because it's an experience you don't want to, feel. It's not going to be as bad as people who are going through withdrawal symptoms of harder drugs, but that's exactly why I would never go beyond merely weed. Again, I have strong enough will where I'll be it's weed, it's plant, whatever, fuck it. And never gonna do hard drugs. I'm never gonna do things it's the harder drugs. I won't name it in case it also demonetizes my channel by talking about it, but the point still remains that this webcam video is turning into 30 minutes and I've been talking just for too long. I don't even know if I'm gonna put music in the background, but I don't know. That's enough. I've been rambling. I've sort of felt okay while doing this, but that's probably because the sleep medication that didn't put me to sleep has basically done probably an alternative of anti-anxiety medication, which is sleeping pills is for sleeplessness, which is sort of what I have. So it helps a little bit, but yeah, I'm not gonna go from needing reprieve and needing to use over-the-top counter medication, and I don't want to be one of those kind of stupid people who then get addicted to an over-the-top drug while trying to get through a withdrawal of another psychoactive drug. No. I made a mistake, and it was because I wasn't educated enough, but I'm not an idiot. Which is why it's just I'm going cold turkey, and I want to get through that. And I just want to educate people on that. I don't know. So I'm hoping this maybe helps people, because there's going to be a lot of people within the 16 to 25-year-old bracket, Zoomers and whatnot, who will definitely do weed just because it's the hip thing to do. Understandably. It probably makes you hip like cigarettes used to be. It makes you feel good. Being high is fun. If you're responsible, you do you. I wouldn't say don't do weed, but I'm just saying if you do weed, you should only do it after the age of 25 and only do it casually. Never push your tolerances. There's no point. Just do, like, get high off some really good shit 1 or 2 or 3 times, then stop for a week. Don't do any more. That's it. That's my advice. That's just basically, I don't know. So I'll leave you guys with that note. I'll read you guys' comments. Again, I'm doing fine. There's no suicidal tendencies. I'm just really fucking miserable, and I really want sleep. I've only been able to probably get 12 hours of sleep for the past possibly 60 hours, because time, I don't even know really how long I've felt this way anymore. Time is kind of fucking weird. I just know it's 6:40 p.m. and that's it. I barely even know what day it is right now, because I've been so busy just simply trying to concentrate on getting better, and it's really fucking hard. I wish I could sleep. I wish I could eat. I wish I could drink more than just water. I've just been drinking water to the point where the phase of starvation where starving is really painful, I've already gone beyond that, where my body's just gotten adjusted to it. And so it's just like, you drinking water? I'll just eat your long-term energy source. You're fat. I don't know. Anyway, it's not fun. Just not fun at all. I would completely avoid it. I would, if I had a time machine, I'd go back in time and slap my prior self. What more can I say? I'll try to upload when I can, whenever I can feel normal, for like, because normally my recordings are like an hour long, and then I cut it like 30 to 40, 50, 60 sometimes, and I cut it down to be 20, 30 minutes. That's a lot of work gets put into that, and I cannot guarantee I'll even feel normal or even passable long enough to be able for me to be able to sit there with zero rocking, like, rock back and forth, side to side, whatever makes you feel better, do it without getting seasick or motion sickness, of course. It's just a lot to handle, man. So I don't know. I don't know. That's all I can say. I want to get better. Let's hope it's within 30 hours. Obviously, it's like, I will let you guys know if I do upload a video. I want to play Poppy's Playtime Chapter 2, and I knew it came out. I just haven't had the time, honestly. I know people will be like, don't rush it, don't force yourself. I know. I'm not. But if I do upload this vlog, then you'll know I'm still in my current position. And if I do upload a video tomorrow or the day after, I will let you guys know if I'm feeling any bit better, by what percentage I theorize. And I don't know, just if I upload a video, I'll update you guys. It'll be like a mini vlog at the start where I'll let you guys know, hey, if I've uploaded a video, like, I'm feeling a bit better, I can get back to this, or it's, I uploaded it, I'm still feeling shitty, but I was able to squeeze this out, then I'd let you guys know. I want you guys to be updated. I almost was just not going to tell people and just not say anything and just call it food poisoning and leave it there, but I feel like this is too important to just keep to myself, honestly. I don't know. I'm just going to presume that my mindset of, like, underestimating weed and the potential of getting actually withdrawal symptoms from weed. Because I talked to a former coworker when I went grocery shopping, and looked like nearby a shop, and we said sup, and I was telling him I was, like, in a lot of pain, so I just want to go home and whatnot, and he's like, hey, it sounds, but I told him, yeah, it's from weed. He laughed at me. He's like, you can't get addicted to weed. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, no, I'm dealing with it right now. You don't want these symptoms. So it's just like, if that's the average, where I was ignorant of withdrawal symptoms from something like weed, and my former coworker was too, how many more Zoomers are ignorant about it? I don't know. I could have been just the only ignorant person. I could have been part of a minority of people who underestimate weed, but I could be a majority where not everyone really knows the extent of just how much shit can happen to you. Cold turkey withdrawal from weed. I think most young people aren't aware of it. Because if people are like my former coworker and my younger self of even a week ago, months ago, years ago, underestimating weed, I think it's an important message. Like, it could either reveal that I was just stupid and everyone who does weed just fucking knows of this, and I was just left out of it completely and I'm an idiot, or it's, again, education-based and there's just not enough spread about raising that kind of awareness, which is like, yeah, you can get addicted to it. It's not just social addiction. That chemical addiction can happen, and chemical addictions are very fucking hard to get out of. So I'm only glad that, you know, it was just weed. But again, I would not want to go through this again. Never. I could just do casual weed after I get better, but I'm not going to risk it. I don't need weed to be happy. I only did it just because it's casual and to relax and have fun. I wasn't thinking of using weed as to rely on. It wasn't the intention. It just became a reliant, I guess, based on how much deep down at my core there's a lot of pain and sadness throughout my entire life. I've been alive almost 34 years, so I've seen shit, I've done dumb shit, I've learned from dumb shit, but I don't want to deal with this, so I'll leave it there, I guess, this time. But I hope you guys understand. Hopefully this won't get misread and, I don't know, people will be mean. I don't know. I don't expect that, but I just want people to understand, and that's just it. So I thank you guys for being understanding and being patient. Hopefully I can come back soon. Not gonna quit YouTube. Thankfully not suicidal. I always count my blessings. Overall, I just wish I had someone nearby I knew who I could maybe give a hug to. That's maybe the one thing I could use, you know? But anyways. But I'll catch you guys later, and that's not a good way of ending a video. But god damn it. I'll catch you guys in the next video, of course. It's not the last of me, but I'll be doing my hardest so I can get back. So until the next time, guys.